Hello my friends, Dillon in the details back once again. This may or may not be a controversial opinion, but I find Doom 3 to be one of the best Doom games out of all of them.
Huh?
I have my reasons why it works and why it doesn't
You must
work.
let me get this communication out. They have to be warned while there is still time. I can't let... You don't know what I've seen. You can't possibly understand or comprehend. The devil is real. I know. I built his cave.
Personally, I find the extremely safe space station under heavy guard to be a great setting and atmosphere to begin with. Many sections of Doom 3 are quite dark though. This can be a good thing or a bad thing, I guess it depends what screen you're playing on as well, but I find it to be a great aesthetic that suits this horror genre. This was a really great time in gaming when they finally found a level of darkness that makes sense. Games started to actually look like true, honest darkness. And I find this level of darkness to have that amplification effect. Once the situation is out of control and you're no longer safe, there's a constant feeling of dread that other Doom games simply just do not have.
HQ, this is Fire Team 4. We are pinned down in Alpha Lab.
I find the level of morbid and disturbing events to be quite fitting for this unsettling title in the Doom franchise.
We've got lots of civilian casualties. It's a mess. Command HQ, attempting to secure the area.
There's no real room for comedy or laughs or any jokes that just bring you out of the game. There's just a constant threat happening that really just doesn't relent. And every turn you make, there's some screaming or some psychopathic individual going off. It's really just an asylum in space. The audio design is actually really satisfying and presents you with the perfect amount of chaos. And as you can see here, I was just not aggressive enough. I should have played much harder than I did. But, you know, hindsight is 20/20 after all. As someone who played this when they were younger, yes indeed, back in 2005, for the Xbox, I gotta say, I was trembling in my little booties. I basically had a hard time playing this because it's so damn scary. And honestly, it still kind of is. 05 and 06 were absolutely fantastic times for games. I truly would love to see Doom return to this level of horror and unpredictability. The AI is honestly kind of great. There's actually a lot of strategy to fighting turned soldiers, officially known as Z-Sec. Many of the creatures and monsters you fight are horrifying to a different degree than all other Doom games, and I hope this changes, because these creatures scared the shit out of me.
We don't know what we're up against. I repeat, we have negative ID on the assailing force.
05 and 06 were not just years for great games, but years for great innovations in technology. The way they pushed forward the physics and the darkness engines and really made things kind of more realistic on consoles you can actually play in your house. Well, we got down to it back then. They knew how to get down to those brass tacks, and these days I'm not sure there's a point at which we're going to get another one of these games. But believe me you, the day that comes, I will be there, because I love the horror genre. And I know, Doom games are not necessarily supposed to be horror, but I would like to see this kind of blend come back, because frankly, I personally love a good scare. Holy fuck!